Sunless Sea is also a great music, so Sunless Sky should have good music as well. If it opens. It's, oh, there it is. Fail Better Games. There you go. Not a hashtag ad. Purchased with my own in-life currency. One city, 1,000 choices. The free browser game from the created. Yeah, that's right. Fallen London is their actual first game. You can get it for free. It's now left early access. Summary of the Blue Kingdom launch update for a complete list of changes. Check out the patch notes. Wilderness 4th and final region, the Blue Kingdom, new agents, spectacles, discoveries, new officers, new ambitions, and additional pasts and deeds, tutorial tips, variable difficulties, and new character creation profile options. Check out our graphics options. Font size standard. We'll do standard for now. Texture quality, standard. Oh, transparent UI. Oh, gotcha. Controls. No gamepad, thank you. Also can play with a controller though for Ziff. If this is interesting you, it interests you. If this is interesting you, that actually does make sense though. Grammatically, that does make sense. If this is interesting you, that is a correctness. Music is stellar so far. Very ominous. You can, if you die, you can reload or get legacy campaign. Absolutely. Aiming assistance, only a few player weapons arc towards targets. None. Maybe projectile speeds, move at the default speed. Default consumption, absolutely. If your headlight can pass over or under an object, so can you. Interesting, okay. Little subtle design choices. I see what you're doing, Fail Better. I see what you're doing. Trains in space. And from my understanding, this is a direct sequel to Sunless Skies. So we might be spoiling ourselves for the end of Sunless Seas. Or, yeah, Sunless Seas, rather, not Sunless Skies. Our expedition to the domains of the dead have been eventful. The Orphean is damaged, and in its grievous needs for repairs and supplies, we are returning in haste to the reach where I hope to make port in a new Winchester. Make up with us for thousands of distance in the sky. Final legend of the captain before her death. Gotcha. Sounds amazing. Sounds like a great lady. I might date her. Digging the audio. Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm loving the Sennheisers. That's all I'm saying. Oh, my God. Blue Kingdom. Look at this UI. One barrel in hold, 90% remaining in current barrel. Supplies, 45% mature. Acting in... Wait, pause the game. Where's the pause? Where's my pause? Excuse me. Where's my pause? Is there no pause? Pause or resume? Escape? No, no, no. Space. Thank you. Wait, so there's no actual, like, pause. Okay. That's our chart. Oh God. A horror, wonder, platform, station. Something ghastly. Something that glisters, something to crave. Something grave. We don't have anybody. Journal. Profile. Veils. Mirrors. Iron hearts. Fortunes. Tacites. Stovepipes. Strength of the sun. So stovepipes and tacites are some of the guilds. Inventory. This is the Orphean. The Orphean. Just pop your bag. It was so loud. That is sexy. I'm the weird guy that likes watching like the chiropractic shit. People getting their backs and crap popped. Doot 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 beep 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 beep. Din 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 bin 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 bin. Doodle doodle doodle. Are you moving? You have returned to the Reach, an untamed, sunless span of the heavens, London's new frontier, a celestial garden run wild. Ooh, dodges. Your journey back from the Blue Kingdom was tumultuous. Your locomotive is crippled and your captain Whitlock badly wounded. Look at this game! The backdrops! As first officer, your crew look to you. The nearest station is the Winchester. Can you get the Orphean there safely? Oh, I'm so in. Oh, I'm so in already. Oh, wild scavenges. Music! The music! The wrecks drift here. Less fortunate than you. We should scavenge for repairs. The wreck of the Ozymandias. Oh, Scavvy boy. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocketed with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvas, lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. Two of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the Blue Kingdom anyway? Why in the devil did we trespass on the districts of the dead? You silence him. Now is not the time. Leap across to the wreck. The gap between the two engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of heaven gape beneath it. Continue. You jump, your stomach lurches with vertigo as its stars blaze above and below you. The air of the heavens is thin and torn by unpredictable winds. Then your boots hit the running board of the Ozymandias, and your leather-gloved hands fumble for a hold. One of your companions throw you a line, and you lash the two engines together. Only then do the rest of the boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch, and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whistles with wind. Your party lamps spread buttery light, over the narrow paneled passages. You make your ways towards the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, the way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inward by a well-aimed barrage. Clear the obstruction away. You locate the length of pipe used as a pry bar and set to work. This will test your iron skill. Iron is the skill of confronting and overcoming. Or lead your party on a more precarious path. Go back out onto the Ozymandias' hull, climb past the blockage and enter through a window on the far side and do so carefully. This will test your veils, your skill of deceiving and evading. Your veils gives you a 75% chance of success, and your irons give you a 75% chance. We're going to brute force our way in with a pry bar. I love that it just says success. Simple touches like that are what the first one needed. Man. Ziff, yeah, this is the direct sequel of Sunless Seas. This is the direct sequel of Sunless Seas. This is Sunless Skies. Trains in space. Hell yeah. This came out 2 days ago. A memory. As you strain against the stubborn steel, you remember an event from years ago. A boiler explosion had trapped an engineer under a tangle of plating and pipework. The captain was the first on the scene. You were the second. Together you managed to pry the wreckage upwards, enough for you to crawl beneath it. While the captain braced the bar across her back, "By all means, take your time," she grunted, as you dragged the engineer out. Back in the present, the twisted bulkhead yields. Your companion clears the exposed rubble away, and the way is clear. You have reached the Ozymandias' hold, a ruin of smashed cargo and spilled supplies. Hopefully, somewhere amidst the detritus, you can find parts to repair the Orphean and restock your stores. Hi, Ziff, Mom. Conduct a thorough search. I did that on purpose, Dan. I did that on purpose. I wanted to play Sunless Seas, refresh myself, and just get an experience on it before we jumped into Sunless Skies. This was the surprise stream, quote unquote. Remember when I said Friday was going to be like the last day? It was going to be a big hoorah last, surprise stream. This was actually going to be the full day stream of that day. This was going to be the surprise stream after Wednesday's Sunless Seas. So you could probably see the line of thought there for me, Dan. You actually read me perfectly. Conduct a thorough search. Your companions work quickly. The Ozymandias' hull has begun to creak. Your actions on board may have compromised its integrity. You find enough food and gear, restock your supplies. Nice. And enough spare parts to make necessary repairs to the Orphean. The food will need to be thoroughly thawed, of course, but you have eaten worse in the skies. I'm sure we have. Seeing how Sunless Seas was, I'm sure we've eaten a lot worse. We ate pretty much the vile abortion of a shark. I think we could manage worse to eat. It's like brutal. Oh ho, cries one of your party, prying the lid off a long crate. Holds a cannon, still nestled in straw. Another crewman, but we did not eat our crew, like the trailer tells us to do. We managed to not eat Jeffrey. Or our probable surgeon, or whatever the hell his name was. Potential surgeon? What was his name? Anyway. Cries on your party, prying the lid off a long crate. It holds a cannon, still nestled in straw. Another crewman pulls a battered birdcage from a pile of ruined cargo. Dude, battered birdcage sounds delicious. Within the cage, something winged and furred opens a sullen eye. You examine your finds. You find 4 supplies and 15 hull. Amidst a long juddering creek, your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its hold, you have retrieved repairs and supplies. You discovered some useful equipment, a gun that can be mounted on your locomotive, and an educated bat. Dude, look at him! It's Batty from Fern Gully. Having no diffident bats. It's a diffident bat. It was plausible surgeon. That's what it was, yeah. Mounted Jerusalem cannon on the Orphean. Her own weapons were damaged during your flight from the Blue Kingdom. That leaves you vulnerable. You can claim both this and the bat. That's very nice that it tells you that. You can claim both. It's not a choice. Fire and Fury, the Cotterell and Hathersage Jerusalem. Cotterell and Hathersage. It's a little ring-in from the first game. It's the company that makes the weapons. Fire single shells at a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get back to your vessel and fire it immediately. Fit it immediately. Ozymandias grows again. The structure shudders spasmodically. What a good vocabulary these people have. This game is... It reminds me of Darkest Dungeon with its vocab. It's like, it drips in, like, suave. You know? Attracted to big words, man. You have one, Cotterell and Hathersage Jerusalem. Liberate a diffident bat and employ it as a scout. The heavens are wide, so it's basically like our Z-Bat. Heavens are wide, so locomotives use scouts like bats to locate things of interest, ports, resources, resources, wrecks like this one to scavenge. We get a bat boy. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins haggling over pay. You offer to put it back in its damn cage and leave it on the Ozymandias, at which point it becomes more polite. You doubt it would last. Alright. Pass on to the engine room. It's too dangerous to stay. Hold on. There better be colorful space wheels or I'm going to rage. I mean, take a look at this left side of the screen here. And then take a look at the right side of the screen. And then think about Lovecraftian terror. Lovecraftian horror. There's going to be a lot of weird shit in this game, Ziff. I'm sure you'll get your wish. You might find more fuel there, but you better hurry. The Ozymandias begin to... Dude, you will abandon anything you have not claimed? We're definitely going to the engine room. Screeches as metal buckles and tears. I can hear that. Just like... I'm a writer, so I appreciate good writing. It's there to convey images to your brain. That's all it is. That's what good writing is. It's not to flaunt the fact that, hey, I'm using the word prognosticated instead of, saying, psychic or whatever. I'm using the word prognosticated because it gives you an image, into a deep, conceited crevice. Like it does that to force the viewer, the reader, the listener to visualize what's happening. That's what good writing should do. The Wreck of the Ozymandias Screeches, that's why when people take a book and they turn it into a movie or a TV show, that's why people are so mad at the people they cast for it, not naming any names, because that's not what Harry's supposed to look like. That's not what Rick's supposed to look like. Oh my god, I can't believe they cast a 6-foot freaking lemming to play this person. It's like, that's why people get so mad. It's because they visualize it via good writing. As do the writers, too. Screams of metal buckles and tears, you press on through the shuddering corridors, searching frantically for the engine room. Send a smaller party to retrieve the fuel. Go yourself and conduct a hasty research. Okay, so if it's foolish for you all to go send your quickest and lightest to receive the fuel. Hearts is a skill of convincing and enduring. They both have a 49% chance. Send the rest of the boarding party back and go yourself. In the nick of time, the wreck's engines are choked with old ash. You search swiftly, aware of every creak in the bulkhead, every tremble that runs through the dead locomotive. Finding several sacks of coal, you drag them to an exterior hatch and fling them across to the Orphean before leaping after them. Unshackling your locomotive from the Ozymandias, you stoke your engines and steam away, restocked, refueled, repaired, and rearmed. Alliteration. No breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm. Steaming. Why did you cast Pentahybrid as freaking Catwoman? Ew. Penta W. Press F to send out your scout. Cost supplies. Ooh. In fact, it does cost supplies. Successful expedition. Wait a second. Hold on. Hey. Summoned by Captain Whitlock. The walls of the captain's cabin are lined with a hodgepodge of curios from across the skies. As in bed, black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. She coughs. Coils of acrid smoke pour from her lungs. Approach the bedside. Her mouth is blistered from blue fires that dance on her tongue. Her hand grips your arm, her skin is hot as a kettle. Made arrangements to the Orphean will be yours. Her voice is just a rasp of burnt meat breath. Oh. But promise, she breaks off into a scream, off to scream a word in a language that was not made for human mouths. When she resumes speaking English, she's weaker. Her request is more than a gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. Promise you will obey her last command. Whatever it is, you'll see it done. Make no promise. Tell her to rest. She'll need her strength. There's a hospital at New Winchester. They can help her. They can't help this bitch from what she has, man. I know a little bit about Lovecraft. What if her condition is contagious? Pull away. Demand to know why she took the Orpheus into the Blue Kingdom. It was a folly to visit one of the lands of the dead. Now you're all paying the price. She laughs a sound like wood snapping on the fire. Ash sprays from her mouth. It was worth it. She swears, her voice suddenly firm, her eyes hard and bright. She then sinks back into the scorched pillows and a twisting, frantic fever. Take your leave. Onwards. You have the cabin and the scorched stink of its air behind and return to the bridge. New Winchester's further than you'd like, and the captain hasn't long left. Okay, what is this? This seems like something, but it's definitely not something. Okay. The Reach Marauder is dead. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. Raid the remains. I don't have the option to do this. You can't do this when you have more than 29 hull. Oh, gotcha. Raid the remains. Ill-gotten gains. The boarding party returns with wallets and watches, cufflinks, lockets, and keepsakes. You store them in the safe. Be pawned. 42 sovereigns. Okay, so we're not on echoes anymore. Did I just seriously... I just seriously ran into that bitch, man. Alright, what do we got? Oh, there's a place up there we can explore. Ooh! Wispy condensation trails across the sky, the ghosts of passing trains. Wispy condensation is Meow's nickname. A new port captain. Your crew crowds to the windows. New Winchester, 512 experience gained. It's so improved. It's so improved over seas, man. Close to the bustle, the din, the soot, and the steam of Wolvesey Station. It's clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotives from Lustrum Way, weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels, and bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings that the brusque station master rustles over. He requests to come aboard. I must speak with your captain. He insists, brandishing a ledger. Usual formalities. Look to the Orphean's doctor. Crew exchange bleak, wordless looks. The Orphean itself feels like it's suddenly more empty. The station master looks confused. You inform him that unfortunately Captain Whitlock has just passed. Ah, he says neutrally. Sorry to hear that. Very, very sad. He waits for what he considers an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. Alas, even amidst tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlock is deceased, the station authority requires their answers from the first officer. He dons a set of spectacles and locates his pen. It will be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visits, etc. Shall we begin? Character creation. Excuse me, character creation. Yo. Music. Music. Oh, a sailor. Yo. Alright, we're gonna have to go through all of these things real quick. Today, London lies between the stars. Her new empire unfolds across the heavens, but 10 years ago, before the Northern Gate was exposed, or before the Northern Gate was opened, before the rude Empress lost her people into the skies, it lay in a vast cavern far beneath the earth, deep, dark, marvelous. Who were you then? Ooh, the direct sequel, the connection. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that feels good. That feels satisfying. All right. Who were we then? I almost wish I had finished Sunless Sea before jumping into this. It would be a little bit more of a emotional connection. Maybe we'll have to go back to Sunless Sea, play that to completion, and then come to this knowing what we were getting into. Not that there's any direct correlation, but it would feel good to go from one captain to the next, you know? Music is stellar, though. Why all the Z words? It's just the way that the language in the Fallen London universe is written. That's it. It's the same reason why Mortal Kombat uses Ks instead of Cs. Who were you then? A street urchin. No parents, no laws, no masters. But also no roof over your head, no money, and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. You will begin with high veils, a skill of evading and deceiving. A soldier. Yours was not to reason why. Yours was but to do and to die. You begin with high iron, skill at confronting and overcoming. Poet. The pen, the ink, the blank, monstrous page. High hearts, skill at convincing and enduring. An academic. Student of the sciences, arts, and philosophy. So this is probably the new philosopher. High mirrors, yep, investigating and deducing. A priest, hymns and hymnals, Sundays and sermons. You will begin with high hearts, skill at convincing and enduring. So there's high hearts and high hearts there for those two, but there's got to be more to it than that. Because yeah, Zaylor also has undersea, the high iron. You rode the mournful, merciless waters of the undersea. Ministry auditor. For a time, he served as the Ministry of the Public Decency, which has become Her Majesty's preferred instrument. High mirrors and a revolutionary. High veils. The world is broken one way for the rich, another for the poor. You can decide to do something about it. We were definitely a Zaylor. Absolutely. You were a Z captain. You remember bats winging across the still black sea. Distant lights of London calling you home. Salty prayers offered to heedless gods. It was a hard life and often a short one, but you made your mark. And they're all going to have their own little tinge like that. That's so good. I kind of want to go through all of them and see what they say, but... You made your mark by smuggling. Majesty's Navy has a great many opinions on what should and shouldn't be stolen in her sold in her territories. Your own opinions were rather different. It increases your veils and affiliates you with villainy. You made your mark by exploring. Yours were far, lonely journeys. You endured nameless hardships. You rallied your crew in the face of almost uncertainty. You increased your hearts and affiliates you with you academe. You bought and you sold. You were a merchant. A precarious life lived on the knife edge between fortune and ruin. You increase your mirrors and affiliates you with Bohemia. I kind of like the idea of either explore or bought and sold. Villainy would also be kind of cool. It would be an interesting take. They're all very good. I think we're going to be... I don't know, man. Smuggler, merchant, or explorer. Like, I always tend to lean towards explorer. Just because the vast openness is always... Yours were far lonely journeys. You endured nameless hardships and you rallied your in the face of all... Yeah, that's gotta be us. Choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Wealth. You want a comfortable retirement, and by comfortable you mean extravagant. Many have made their fortunes out among the stars. More have failed, broken, and lost in the drifting night. Will you be different? To win, gather a substantial retirement fund, acquire lodgings at a hub port, and retire. Winning by fame, you will immortalize your exploits in the songs of the sky. For centuries, people have launched themselves into the unknown in the hopes of making a name for themselves. You're sure you'll succeed. After all, you never heard of anyone who didn't. Gather stories and write about them in the new Winchester. Or the truth. Even the stars have secrets, but they won't keep them from you. The message of an old friend begins an unwise quest to learn a secret that the stars hide. What drives you? Curiosity? Justice? Insolence? Whatever it is, it will be tested. Be warned. This is a demanding ambition, best played by a lineage that has already completed wealth or fame. Oh, it's like a new game plus. That's so tempting. Yeah, fame. I care about recognition more than money. Ooh, a full character customization. Hair. Oh, hair too is the back hair. Gotcha. Well, then I guess we gotta do outfit first. Or hair. Hair. Yeah, this one. Ooh, a spelunker helmet. Kinda. Not really. Never mind. But yeah, absolutely. I want that sharp brow. That sharp brow. Ooh, there it is. I need a big old honker. Oh. Not quite. Not quite a big old honker. That's a big old honker. Ooh. Just straight up beard right out of the gate. I like it. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Military stripes. But a vest, though. Absolutely. But it doesn't show the beard. That's actually badass looking. So is just a normal hair. Captain with no hat. I am a sir. Starting stats, 25 irons, 17 hearts, 10 mirrors, and 10 veils. Three weeks have passed. This morning, Captain Whitlock received a simple memorial service. Her body was consigned, to a necropolis train bound for Serene Mausoleum. Now you sit with a handful of her relatives in the threadbare of her offices, or the threadbare offices of her solicitors. The Sir, Doctor, sir, holds a whiskey glass. Exactly. What they want but squandered her capital, mysterious expensive before expedition to the Blue Kingdom. I'm going to listen to them. True to her word, in a final codicil, the notary announces, Captain Whitlock confirmed that your possession of the Orpheum was to pass to its first officer. Appears that you with dry gray eyes. This includes a certain black box containing the Orpheum's hold. I hope I get to rename my ship. Time you're choosing, you transport said box to address in London. He hands you an address card. Deposit there. You are not to look inside. She gave no explanation. All right. You can investigate the black box at New Winchester. You could take the box to London as requested, or you could sell it and be done. You've been bequeathed a large black box which once belonged to the Captain Whitlock and 100 sovereigns. Explore the city, recruit the Incautious driver. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. Stories, shops, Wolvesy Station. That's a cool drop down. Opportunity, the fastidious inspector. Investigate the black box. You consider to be unhelpful. An unhelpful understatement. Look at that box, though. It's a casket of black basalt. Longer than you are tall, unadorned with a single small recess that contains a keyhole. Songs of the Sky looms in your mind. Unfinished monument. Repair the locomotive. Hire any crew. You got 8 out of 10 crew. We don't need any more crew. Let's recruit the Incautious driver real quick. Looking for something quieter. That indicates a crashed engine still smoking like that without the screaming. Office requires a sign-on fee. Allow the driver to join your crew. What harm can it do? This will give you a chief engineer who will increase your irons by 6 and your hearts by 2 and your affiliation establishment by 1. You need 20. Yeah, we'll hire him. Driver board's eager to start it. I recently parted ways with the Windward Company. They explain. Personally, I think a crash a week isn't so bad. They disagreed. Alright. That's okay. Can't be the worst. Fastidious inspector. Excuse me, Captain. Woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It's embossed with a crown and an hourglass of London's horological office, a body responsible for ensuring that time is consistent across the empire. I'm hoping to book passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, pay. Sounds promising. Absolutely. I'd love to take some pay. Broke down the following the boiler ruptured. The chief engineer's fault, I suspect. That's definitely the guy we just hired. Prosper lies to the northeast, or just the east of Winchester. Not that there's much such a thing as north, southeast, and indeed west out here. Instead, London cartographers picked 4 of the brighter, more reliable stars visible from the Empress's new palace and named the northeast, south, and west. Gained 50 sovereigns, and we are transporting them to Port Prosper. Gotcha. That's not the black box. Let's see you in the hole in for you, and you're described as a black box. Consider what to do with it. Captain Whitlock request. Whether you obey is up to you. Try to remember when Captain Whitlock acquired the box. Examine the box. Sell the box. Without saying what's inside, you won't get much for the box, but at least you get it off your hands. Consult with an academic. Find someone who can open it from among your villainous associates. Pick the lock yourself. You need a savage secret. Detonate the lock with a modest explosion. You need a carefully packed crate of munitions. Uncanny specimen. Trying to remember when they got it. Brought it aboard just before your ill-fated expedition to Blue Kingdom. It was empty then, you know, because you saw the lid and box carried on board separately and assembled in the hold. It's not empty now. It's sealed and even heavier than before. But when you left for the Blue Kingdom shortly after the box was delivered, made no stops on the way. So whatever's in the box now, Captain Whitlock found inside of the Blue Kingdom. God damn it. It's probably like the heart of Cthulhu or some shit. Perhaps not. We'll do that later. Ponder your ambition. You take advantage for a quiet moment and pull your journal. A blank page sits before you, smug and unblemished. The horror. At last, inspiration strikes. You need fresh material. That's the ticket. Go out and explore the high wilderness, gather the sky stories, and tales of terror to begin the Song of the Sky. I don't really need to repair. Let's just explore the city real quick. Learn about trading. Visit the Promised Days is one of the options when exploring the city. Trading opportunity. Okay. Smoggy clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic heart of the Reach. An ever-expanding port of soot, smudge, glass, and bright steel spilling across the draft. Drifting, misty paged. Misty rap. I can't talk, guys. Speaking is really hard. Archipelago. Factory's thunder. Its engine said ring with hammers and hiss with steam. Locomotives chug into sidings for repair or flare across the sky and highway of high wilderness. Visit it. You may find helpful advice here. You have yet to make their acquaintance. Let's just introduce ourselves then. Look at this guy. He's got a rat on his shoulder. He's got to be a good guy. I'd love to read all that, but my voice is kind of disappearing. You find helpful advice here. Learn about trade and how to find bargains and prospects. Ask about markets. You can sell, not buy, any trade good at a major port. Lesser ports sell a single good, and you can see what that port exports by clicking on your map. What about prospects? Accept prospects in the bazaars at major ports. You can accept up to 4 at once. You may review and abandon them as the locomotive screen. Do you have any good prospects available? Accept this prospect. And accept the seeds of the Magdalene prospect. Okay, so we gotta go to the bazaar and accept that. So this is just tutorial stuff, I guess. Learn about affiliations. I don't really have interest in learning more tutorial stuff for right now. This is not going to be our first playthrough, so we can always go through this stuff at a later date. So we got to go to shops, the bazaar, seeds for Magdalene. Claimed! That's my prospect. Claim! I don't know what I'm doing, but they're mine. Devils of Carlon. Request up to 5 gourds of Chorister nectar. Deliver 5. And deliver 3 sacks of verdant seeds. Gotcha. Alright. Undock. What are the controls? How do I open a map? That is the control that it always should be. Absolutely. Let's go north. Even though it said east was the quest we got right now, this is already another dock. Victory Hall. That's very close. Not yet. I'm super tired. There's another dock. Company house. There's too many docks. Well, I got like 15 minutes left of the stream. I want to not dock the whole time, you know? I'm trying to move. Get out of here, advice. Oh, yeah. How much hull damage we got? Scrap and repair it. Gain 7. Alright, well, that's that. There's a guy over here, I think. That's either a lighthouse or a bad guy. I'm gonna go with lighthouse. Looks like a lighthouse. Oh, Terra's absolutely gonna start going up out here. That is without a doubt. That's a freaking wall. Look, it said if your leg goes under or over something, so can you. This is a forsaken place. Well, it's about to be fucking... Repair. I can't. We're gonna die. That didn't last long. I didn't really expect it to last long. Absolutely. Be the Z Captain, Explorer, or Fame. Oh no. Where's my hunger? Actually, that's like... That's actually more me. Oh, Specialist. There's more of them. Is there Doctor? Did I see Doctor? Forever Madam Doctor. Doctor. Oh. Doctor, sir. Moment of reflection. Choose a facet to grow stronger. What? Choose a facet to grow stronger. What? An esteemed predecessor, a disgraced predecessor. A scandal, an interlude in red and gold. A spell in prison. Scarred. So I guess that means irons get better, mirrors and hearts go down. In an attempt, you came close that day to death, left its mark. What was it that nearly killed you? An attempt on my life, plus 5 irons, plus 3 mirrors, plus 5 irons, plus 3 hearts. An attempt on your life, there's a bullet scar beside your heart. You've learned since then to be more judicious in your choice of friends. Breached pipe, a jet of scalding steam. You spent a week on your brink, trapped in boiling fury. Dude, this is actually awesome. Absolutely. What is this? This is awesome. sign up at the port. You may access your bank at the central port of any region. You will find this list of areas on the left-hand menu when docked. Click to transfer items with your hold to the bank. You'll be able to access the contents of your bank from any hub port. If your captain dies, the contents of your bank will be inherited by your next captain. Dude, that's the shit I'm talking about. You can put stuff in there and get it from your next captain. Is the bank limitless, though? Is it endless? My question. Alright, let's get that guy. Let's get this Fajus, this Bazwish. Grab that. Alright. And with that, I think we gotta call it with the Sunless Skies.